Alright, so I was going to make introduction videos, other videos, a whole bunch of stuff. I was going to, get this channel started, but then things changed because exciting news came. Hi, I'm Mike. I like movies, I like to make movies, and I like to watch them. And recently, well, a year ago, I made my first official short film, The Last Rites of Nate McCree. Really proud of it. It was awesome. It was such a fun time to film. And it didn't get a lot of reception. If you guys aren't too much into the film festival sphere, basically the way it works is that until that film has premiered in your film festival, it shouldn't be anywhere online because those film festivals want to be the ones to show it first, assuming they want anything to do with it. If your film doesn't get into any festivals you submitted, then of course you can just post it online. But in my case, I submitted to 7, 8 different film festivals, give or take, and all of those film festivals, the dates in which they were announcing when the film got in or didn't, they were all throughout the year. So I basically had to wait an entire year for feedback, for any kind of response, and I'm still waiting for a lot of them. Out of the 7 or 8, I already had 4 no's. So if you want to talk about a blow to your creative mind, there you go, getting all those no's after you busted your behind. But that's okay, because that's part of the industry. And you come to learn that. Everybody's going to say no until one person says yes, and you have to roll with that. And if you can't, well, you probably shouldn't be in the industry. So yeah, I had 4 people say no, and then I got reminded that there was a film festival coming up in Millville. That's the town right next to me. And that film festival is specifically for short films, which, hey, I happen to have made. And there was a student film category. Technically, I made the script for a student project. I mean, it was my final for my screenwriting course. So yeah, I mean, of course I'm going to submit it. It's a student film then. Yeah, at the very last hour before it was due, I submitted, and I waited for 2 weeks. And in those 2 weeks, there was a fear that I would get another no. Or really not even a fear, but kind of just an acceptance of a no. But then the anxiety of that possibility of a yes. Because even when you think you're going to get a no, just the thought that there is a slight chance that you can get a yes, that's enough to put you over the moon. And then come Monday, or was it Sunday? I'm very bad with time. Earlier this week, I get a yes. And it's the first yes I ever get from any film festival, and I submitted to this festival before, and they told me no. And now suddenly they're telling me yes, and I'm like, holy crap, I did it. So, yeah, I'm super stoked. And, it's like, I spent a year, basically, with this project. For what it's worth, it took 3 or 4 months to make, including filming and editing, but I was with it for a year, just babying it. But I was adamant that I was going to get this in one way or another, no matter how many people said no, and I'm just so happy to finally see the fruits of that. And so I guess that leads me to the obligatory thank yous. Well, I'm glad to give them, because everybody who was involved in this, they mean so much to me. Firstly, I gotta thank my professor. He was the one that really pushed for me to do this project. I almost backed out of it. I felt like I just wasn't well equipped, and in some ways I felt like I wasn't going to be able to do the project justice. He saw it in me, though, to get it done, and he already had things arranged to get it done, like the house that we were going to film in. He already scouted that for me. Actors, he already had that for me. So when I came up to him, I was like, I don't know if I can do this. He was like, listen, you're going to do it, because, I already see the vision. And I think that push is really what helped me. My director of photography, Alex, oh my god, the shots that he did. I had never seen shots so crisp within any student project that I had done, let alone one from a community college whose film department isn't even that well known. He did such a stupendous job, and I am so proud of him. And also, just really quick, he also got into the film festival, so you know, we're tearing it up. We're invading this thing. Like, this is gonna be crazy. But seriously, the film that he made is wonderful. I can't wait for all you guys to see it. Be on the lookout for Rideshare. My actors, of course, my professor again, but then also his buddy. You know, he played the main character, Steve. Oh my gosh. Acting was great. Acting was really great. He said that he was more of a stage actor, so he wasn't used to like having to actually act with movement rather than with words, and he did it perfectly. He did a really great job. He really did capture the character that I had in mind. I am super grateful. I'm gonna be saying that a lot because I really, really am. My makeup artist, Michaela, oh, that makeup and some of the extra things she did. I don't want to say anything, I don't want to give anything away, but just know, like, a lot of the crazy stuff in there was done from her, and she did a stupendous job. Same thing with the prop master, Elric. You'll see what they did later on when the film comes out. And, you know, of course, family and friends for supporting me. You know, they pushed me to keep going, and I was like, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna do it. And boy howdy did I. And the list goes on, honestly, for all the people that I could be thanking. But, like, the bottom line is, this wasn't just a film by Mike Seda. This was a film whose story was made by Mike Seda, but was brought to life by him and so many other people. And to all you guys, thank you so, so much. You guys helped create something phenomenal. And I cannot wait to see it on the big screen. And to anybody else who might be going to cut and they submitted their films, I cannot wait to see what you guys made too, especially the student category. I was just, you know, perusing to see who else was there, and Keeper of the Night Sky, Looker, there were some of the few that the poster alone really caught my eye, and then just seeing the synopsis of the plot really interested me, so I cannot wait. Best believe there's going to be a separate video just talking about my experience at that festival. I'm gonna definitely try to bring that to you guys. And on the topic of videos, yes, expect more. Expect a proper introduction. Expect some more polished work. Like, I didn't make a script for this or anything. I just needed to sit down and talk about this. I'm gonna try to get a microphone, get proper lighting, get an actual setup here, because if you saw what I was using instead of a tripod, you guys would be scared. In fact, I'm going to put it on the screen. Look at that. Look at that. That's stuff I did in high school. That's what COVID taught me to do. But expect some better quality stuff in the future, and expect me to be a little bit louder. I'm recording this at like 10, 11 at night, so I don't want to be too loud. But yeah, just expect some really great videos soon. I'll be talking about what all those videos are going to look like in the intro, and thank you for sitting for my nighttime rambling, I guess we can call it. Yeah, we'll roll with that. My nighttime rambling. Thanks for sitting down and hearing me ramble about this, and thank you for supporting The Last Rites of Nick McCree. Peace.